Welcome students for today's class. Today we are going to see the structural models and how the structural models are working out, how we can design the class diagrams and all these things. So moving towards the next slide, here you can see that the structural models of the software display, it is the organization of a system where there will be some of the components, and by using that components we can have the relationships. Okay, so we are going to build up with the relationships, and all these models will be nothing but it will be like your static models. Okay, so by using that static models you can structureize the system design. The system design in the sense how like if you have this kind of operating system, then how it will give you the performance, and if you have another operating system, that also how it is going to give you. So all these things has to be designed inside your static models. So structural models will have one model, that is first thing will be on your static model. And suppose if it is carrying out with your dynamic models, so how it will be, here you are going to show that how the system is getting executed. Okay, how the system is getting executed, that is the most important thing inside your structural model. Because as the name suggested to you that structure, so here you are going to maintain the structure of any of the models. So first one you are going to do on your static models, and then you are going to work out on your dynamic models. So whenever we will create any of these structural models, you have to first, before that, going for your structural models, first you have to discuss with the system architecture. You have to design it how properly you are going to utilize all this. Okay, so that is nothing but that is the first and foremost thing of your structural models. Moving towards your next slide, as already we have discussed that the class diagrams, the class diagram is nothing but here it will show you the system models. Okay, how the models will look like. If you are going to that also will take the properties of your object oriented system. And here also in this class you are going to show how the association is going to be built up, how you are going to show the association links, and how you are going to develop it, how you are going to give the functions, how you are going to give the attributes. All these things are going to be discussed inside your class diagrams. And whenever we will write any object class from any kind of your class diagrams, so first thing is you have to give the proper definition about the object. Okay, suppose if I'll take the class name as your semester 3 and the object will be a student, or else you can take the student as your class. So who will be the object? The USN, the ID, or the name, the phone number, the email IDs, all these things will be at your under your class diagrams. Fine. So now if any association link you want to give in between your classes, then it will derive your the links in between the classes. Suppose you have one class like student and you have derived one more class. Okay, then you have to show that how the two classes are going to be linked up. So I can give you one more example. Person works for company, so the person will be one class and the company also will be another class. Then what is the association link you have given? The association link will be works for. So the person is working for the company, so that is a link. Okay, the working for will nothing but it will be a link which has to be give in between your two classes. So whenever you are going to develop any of the models, first thing is you have to show any of the objects in your, you can go for any of the real world things also, what all are the objects are available, how you are going to helpful, how you can design with the objects through the class diagrams. Here I can give, here one example is given: patient, a prescription, and doctor. Okay, so I can take the two classes. The first class name will be doctor, the second one will be patient. Okay, so the doctor prescribed towards the to the patient. So the doctor will be the class, the patient will be another class, and the prescribed for, that will be your association links. So all these things we have already discussed, and we have done many diagrams by using this class diagram and your object. So in this way, you are going to do the class diagrams and object diagrams properly. So moving towards another slide. 1. Here I will show you one more UML classes. So if any question will come that like how you are going to design the UML classes with your associations, you have to draw in this way. Okay. So here I have two classes. The first class is my patient. The second class is my patient record. So here what I'm going to do, I have given the link as my patient. You can write over here maintenance. Okay. Patient has to maintain patient record. Okay. So here that will be your association links. So if you want to go for only associations, just you give one line that will be your associations. Then what kind of links? This is one-to-one relationship. So the patient one and patient record has to maintain only one record. So that's the reason the association relationship will be one-to-one. So in this way, with these rectangular boxes and without any arrow mark, you can design your like UML classes. What is the full form of your UML? That is Unified Modeling Language. So in this way, you are designing. So now, if I want to draw the class diagrams and association diagrams in my structural models, then how it is going to look? So here this MHC PMS is nothing but the healthcare system, which already we have studied in our first module, that is a case study. So now according to that, I'm going to draw my structural model. Okay. And remember one thing, the model always it will differ from one person to another person. Okay. One student to another student. So here what I'm going to do, you can see the patient will be there. Okay. Doctors will be there. First we'll check it out, this patient and the hospital doctor. So patient consulted with the hospital doctor. If you want the consultation also, you can take one more class diagram, because it will have some reports, it will have the records, and it has to maintain the file. That's the reason. Let's take the consultation as our like one more class name. So how you're going to write? So patient consultation to your hospital doctor. So that will be relationship. So first what will happen? First you have to take the consultation, right? If you are visiting hospital, you have to take the consultation, right? Then what you are going to write here? One to many relationships will be there. Then you are going to attend the consultation. Then this consultation people will run towards your hospital doctor, because in the day end you are going to visit, the patient is going to visit towards the doctor. So this is the path we are going to give. Fine. So now 1 minute. Yeah. So next what happened? Next you can see, if you want to visit to your general practitioner also, if the doctor will prescribe you or refer you, then the patient can visit to your general practitioner. Okay. And also the patient can be diagnosed with your conditions priorly before going for to visit the doctor. You might be knowing that first the nurse will come and they will take the diagnosed list. Okay, what happened with you? Have you visited before only anywhere or not? That diagnosed list will be with the conditions. This one will be one more class name, and this one will be with the nurse. So here also multi relationship you are going to maintain. So next, after the consultation, what will happen? Yeah, the doctor is going to prescribe you. The doctor can prescribe you to go for the medications, and also the doctor can prescribe you for the treatment. Okay. So whatever the doctor will prescribe you, the patient has to work accordingly. So before visiting to all these hospitals, first thing is you have to take the consultant, right? You have to book your appointment and all. You can write here, book your appointment or something. That appointment has to be referred. So now what you are going to do, that you are going to work out. Okay. So next what will happen is, once the consultation will be done and all, next this according to this consultant, you are going to say referring towards your hospital, and you are going to work out in this way. So this is nothing but the classes and associations inside the structural model of your mental health care system. Okay. So if I move towards one more class, so if I'll take care of only consultation, the class name. So what will be my attribute name, and what will be my functions name? So you can write any number of. So here I have written the doctor's name, date, time, the which clinic, and the reason of visiting to this hospital, medications prescribed or any treatment prescribed, any voice notes if you want to give, or any transcript if you want to give. So all these things will be your consultations. Then if I want to go for any of the functions, then how you are going to do for the functions? It can be your new, if any new patient has arrived, then you can go for your new. Then also one more, it can be prescribed. Okay, so if doctor is prescribing to go for the medications or to go for the treatment, then you can go for this prescribe. Then it has the all the records has to be noted. So you can have one more function name, that is your record notes. Then the transcribe. So all these things you can write according to you. That is nothing like that. You have to remember all these things. You have to analyze the structural model, how it can be, and according to that, you are going to design your classes. Then the next concept comes under your structural model is, that is generalization. So you remember, whenever you are going to write the answer for your structural model, the first point we have covered up with the class diagrams. Okay. Then the next one we have covered about the associations. Okay. Now next one we have come here as your generalization. So this structural model will have 4 points. It can come for your 6 marks of question. So you have to cover all the points. So one more is also there, that is aggregation, which is the 4th point under your structural models. So now let's see this 3rd point, that is generalization. What do you mean by this generalization? This generalization is nothing but in the daily life, how you're going to handle this generalizations. You know already the inheritance, right? So by using this inheritance also, this is a technique, okay, where it is going to manage all the complexities. Fine. So inheritance and generalization, I have told you already, there is a little difference. What are the difference will be there? It will, here in this generalization, here it will have some class names, okay, and it is going to learn about the characteristics. But in inheritance, it will inherit the properties of your base class. Okay, that you have to remember. So here you can see the characteristics of any of the like classes. Suppose animals, cars, houses, all these things are your classes. So now what you're going to do, what is meaning of your generalization? The generalization will use the complexity, in the sense it will have the characteristics of each of the classes. What animals characteristics, what will be the characteristics of your car, what will be the characteristic of your house. So these things are nothing but, this is your class names, and the generalization concept will bear with the characteristics of all the classes. And also it will allow you to find out the member functions and the common characteristics, if it will have that also, you can write in one like you can comment in one box, and you can write the common characteristics and you can enhance that one. So all these things you will understand once I will show you the diagram. And also other things what this generalization will have, first thing is, in this model concept, in this modeling system, first it will have the classes in such a way that it will not affect the other classes. That has to be first point. Okay, suppose I have the class name as student, and I have another class name, suppose I can take like teacher. Okay, so if I will change any of the properties in my student, it should not affect my teacher class. That is the first thing. Here I have written, you can see, you do not have to look at all the classes in the system to see if they're affected by the change. It should not affect in the generalization. Okay, that is the scope of your generalization concept. Fine. And also it will have little, like it will implemented through your like inheritance property or mechanisms to build any of the language. Because if you will write any code, whenever now to we are doing only the diagrams, but once you are going to implementation part, so you have to use a language, right? So which language you will use? You have to use a object oriented language, like your Java or C++, all these things, object oriented language, not C++, you are going to utilize. So that time you have to see how inheritance properties are taking care, and in that way you have to utilize. Fine. So that is nothing but, that is a mechanism we are going to build inside your generalization concept. And also in your generalization concept, there will be 2 levels. One will be a higher level, one will be a lower level. This higher level here in generalization, we used to call it as your higher level and lower level. But in inheritance, we will call it as your superclass and subclass. So what it will do, it will have in higher level class, it will have two things again. One will be your attributes, one will be your operations. You remember, right? What all are the things I used to write if I will design any of the class? So first I will make one rectangular box. I will write student. Then below to that, I will write the attributes name like name, ID, email, phone numbers. Then below to that, I have to write the operations or functions like any report generated, any fees collected. So that kind of functions I'm going to write. So that things has been associated with any of your, like with your higher level also, with your lower level also. Okay. So the next thing is the lower level classes or subclasses which will be inheriting all the attributes and the operations from your superclass. Okay, that is the reason in your lower level, if you want to add any specific attributes, you can add. It means that suppose parent is there. Okay, I will give the example as your parent. So if I am writing parent, so inside parent, like parent's name, email, phone number, and the function's name you have written. So from the parents, the kid, like child has come, right? So under child class, I can write name, father's name, mother's name. If you want to add any new attributes there, you can add also. If you want to delete, but because the thing is that always it will inherit the properties, because it will have the inheritance property also that I already told you. It will associated with the inheritance property also. That's the reason it will have the class, it will have the properties from your uh, upper upper class. Okay, so here you can see the hierarchy of your generalization, how it has been designed. The first thing you have to remember, this arrow mark always it will be the upward arrow mark. Okay, so the first thing is I will go for the doctor. The doctor can be of two types, like hospital doctor and general practitioner. So both these things, this is my super class and these two will be my lower level class. Okay, this is my higher level class. So all these things, all these two doctor will have the attributes and functions inherited or generalized from your doctor class. Next, if I will go and divide into hospital doctor, again it will be of two types, consultant and the team doctor. Now consultant and team doctor both will have the attributes and functions from your hospital doctor. So now in the team doctor, what will happen? It will also have two types which will also inherited from your team doctor. So always you need to give the arrow mark as upper arrow mark. Okay. So this is a hierarchy of your generalization. So whenever we will draw any diagram, so we have to extend this doctor. So this doctor box will be little bigger one. Okay. So inside that, how you are going to write? Like you have to write, suppose I will make a bigger one. Okay, so inside that first one will be my class name. Here what is my class name? My class name is doctor. Next I have to divide again and I'm going to write here all my attributes name, whatever the attributes are present. And next I have to write all the operations, you can say, otherwise you can say that it is a function name. So all these things we are going to write. So similarly, this hospital doctor and this general practitioner also will have, they will also like go through that. You are going to design in this way. Okay. So now moving towards your next one, next slide. So here you can see that's whatever I told you, it is in this slide itself. The doctor is having this attribute names and the function names, and this hospital doctor has been generalized from the upward by giving the upward direction from your doctor, and they are also having some of the like attributes and the functions name. Okay, if you want to add, they will inherit all the properties like inside. If we are writing again hospital doctor, no need to write name, phone number, email, register, deregister, no need. Okay, automatically these values will come and store over here because it is having the properties, it is associated with the doctor. What is the extra attributes I have given? The staff and pager. So hospital doctor, we can utilize how many attributes and all? So 1 2 3 4 5 and additional 2, so 6 uh, 7. So total 7 things, 7 attributes or functions it is going to utilize. Similarly, the 7 also for it will be for your general practitioner. So all these things, it will be the generalization hierarchy with the added detail. So now I told you that inside your structural model, one more concept will be there, that is your aggregation model. Okay. So this is also a very important topic. What is this aggregation model? What it will do? It will have all the collection of your composed of other classes. Okay. It will show you that how the classes are the collections and are the composed of other classes. We will see through the diagram itself. No need to worry. So this aggregation model is also similar to the part of relationship in semantic data models. Okay, how the semantic data models and how it is going to be. Here you can see the aggregation associations. Can you see the diamond box? If you are giving this diamond box, then what will happen? It will have the association link. So here you can see the patient, here consultation. So the patient is having the patient record with the one-to-one communication, and also it will have the consultations one-to-many. Okay, so how it is going to be declared, we will just go back to my previous one. Here you can see one diagram was there, I'll show you, then you can understand. Here you see. So what is happening? Consultant, patient, consultations. Here also one more I have written, patient and patient record. If I'm showing the UML class only, the generalization, I will give one-to-one and patient, one-to-one patient, it will have the patient record. But here what I have to do, I have to add my aggregations. So how I'm going to add? Here only I'm going to do this diamond box. Okay, so if I will give the diamond box collections, then here it is going to be connected. So next, if you want to connect again the patient with someone, how you are going to connect? So you have to take again you have to take the consultations or something. So here you can connect like this. You have to give the connectivity in this way, and here you are going to write the consultations. Okay, so the connectivity one to many, or if you want to write your one to one, that also you can give. So this is nothing but the connectivity. This is known as your associations. Okay, so in this way, here you are going to utilize all these things. Fine. So now this is all about your structural models, and what we will do, we can do some of the examples so that it will be clear for you. Okay. So if I want to tell about more on aggregation details, you just remember that this aggregation details is nothing but it is known as your has a relationship. Okay, it is known as your has a. Okay, that is the first thing. It is a has a relationship. Okay, and it is a type of your associations. Whenever we are doing any type of your associations, association links, if you are giving, that is your type of your associations. Suppose I'll give you one example, one company. Okay, so company will have many departments. So let's take, this is my company class. So another one I will take over here. So this is my department. Okay, so there are two classes, and what will be there? So these are two classes. If I want to give the association link, I'll just make a direct link over here. But if you want to show that any aggregation into that, then you have to give the diamond marks over here. Okay, so if you will give the diamond marks, it will say you that the company will have several departments. So if you want to show any has a relationship, or if you want to show that it will have many variety departments and all, that time you have to give this link. Normally you have to use this link whenever you want to give any kind of your in between the class. Suppose I can give now also student. Okay, student and the teacher. Okay, so if there are two classes, and if you want to give any aggregation relationship, if you want to, so you can show through your like this mark. So this is nothing but your aggregations.